In this video, I'm going to help you to understand the differences between the major and the minor chords and some ambiguous chords and how they work with major and minor. So, in any major scale, a major chord consists of three components: the root, which is the letter name of the scale or the first degree of the scale, the third, which is the third degree of the scale, and the fifth. So if we take a look at it here, here's the C major scale. And here we have the first degree, or the root. And here we have the third degree. Here's the second, and here's the third. So we have the third, which is E, and here we have the fifth, which is G. So our scale tones are C, E, and G, which are the first, third, and fifth of the C major scale. Now what makes a difference between a major and a minor chord is this third right here. If you take that third and you lower that a half step, you have a minor chord. So let's go back to major and listen to it as a major chord. So that's what a major chord sounds like. And then this is what a minor chord sounds like. So that's our minor chord. So one has a happy sound. That's the major chord. And one has a sad sound. Now there are other chord variations of major and minor chords, and the most common variations are the power chord, which is what guitar players call it. It's also called a 5 chord, symbol 5. So here's the symbol for the chord, C5. That means the root and the fifth only. So what you have here is the root, that's the C, and then the fifth degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G. Okay? So when you play the C and the G together, you get a power chord. Now it has a kind of a bland sound to it, but it is a chord. And the bland sound comes because there is no third in it. If there was a third in it, that would make it a major chord. If there was a flatted third in it, it would make it a minor chord. So this has no third in it. So the chord type will be defined by what the melody is doing, or if there are other chords playing at the same time that have a third in it. So in this case, we're going to make the melody define what type of chord this is. So we'll paste this melody in here. And you see this melody has the major third in the root here and here. So that's in the scale. So it's the third of the scale. So you have root and third, okay? And here's a fourth and back to the third, back to the root. So that's going to be our melody. Now, if that melody had a flatted third in it, it would be a minor chord. So now your power chord, your root and fifth, right now are going to outline a major chord because the melody has a major third in it. Now, if we lowered that third a half step and made it minor, it would outline a minor chord. So now your power chord sounds like a minor chord. And here it'll sound like a major chord. Okay, so we have two other chord types with another note added. So if you add another note to the power chord, instead of the third, if you add the second, you get what's called a Sus2 chord, or a suspended 2 chord. Now the suspended 2 chord, let's take that melody off there and just examine the chord. in the suspended 2 chord, you have the root in the 5th power chord, and then the 3rd of the chord is now replaced by the 2nd of the chord. So C sus2 means you're playing a C chord with the 3rd being replaced by the 2nd. So you're suspending the 2nd. And here's what it sounds like by itself. Now with the melody in there, here it is with the major melody. So now that C sus2 is defining a C major chord. However, if we put the flatted 3rd in the melody, now it defines a minor chord. So now it's playing a C minor chord. And then one other common variation is the C sus4 or suspended 4 chord. So let's take that melody out of there. And here's the chord just by itself, C sus4. And that means that it's a root and a 5th power chord, and the 3rd has been replaced by the 4th degree. So here's your 4th right here on F. Your 3rd was E, and that was replaced by F. So you have a suspended 4, and your chord symbol is the chord name, the letter name of the chord, C in this case, and then SUS with a 4 after it, meaning in this C chord, the 3rd has been replaced by the 4th. Now if we put that melody in, we'll start with the major melody, and we're going to let this sus4 chord define a major chord by listening to a major melody. Now it'll define a minor chord by listening to a minor melody. So when a minor chord is playing, either of these 3 chords that I just showed you, these ambiguous chords, will define a minor chord. When a major melody is playing, then each of these 3 chords will define a major chord.
Hey guys, this is Coco the Koala Bear. If you found this video informative, feel free to like or share it.